everybody, Zonebreaking here, and back with another video. So I came up with a new redstone contraption design here, and I'm calling it an iron gate door. It's very simple and it fits in a very small spot. It's really cool. Don't mind the background or anything. I am working on a thing for a future video, so keep an eye out for that. But anyways, back to this contraption. So this is the sort of like the bare bones of the contraption with nothing around it. But as you see, if I flip this, it's actually completely seamless. Like, it's not seamless, but it's hidden. So like if you're just walking in, you wouldn't see the piston underneath. And then you flick this lever. And this part isn't seamless, but it doesn't need to really be seamless, because if you've already figured out how to open, it's supposed to be sort of like a secret door, because it's not supposed to be noticed. Like you see in like this example here, it's like it would look sort of like this, or maybe in my other example over here, you'd have it in like a fireplace. But I'll come back to both of those in a second. But as you can see, the design is very, very small. I'll show you guys like what each thing does. So, actually, first of all, the dimensions of this redstone contraption, you can see it's 4 by 4 by 2, which is really good. You can't really have the input. The input sort of needs to be on the outside, but the redstone itself is within this spot. And then we need a obsidian here, which sort of makes it bigger, which is like it's unavoidable. But you could also have 12 blocks, so that it might just be 11 blocks, or maybe even 11 or 10 blocks. I'd go for 12 in this example, just to be safe. But anyways, or you can even just put blocks and then in obsidian. But anyways, I'll sort of go over what each thing does here. So this lever activates this piston, which tries to push this block here to sort of cover it up. The only problem is this obsidian's in the way, so it can't push yet. So this is going to be delayed until this thing, there's no block here. Next step, this thing goes off. It turns off, and it deactivates this piston, which pulls away in a few ticks. And then this thing activates and fires the bottom piston, because if it were to fire this piston, unlike in Java Edition, there's no like spitting out. So to push stuff, you actually just gotta push the piston, the underneath piston. So I pushed the underneath piston, and then this, the iron bar is now up here, the one block above it. And then this thing retracts because it's on an observer. And then this thing, it's finally active, and it pushes it sideways. So that's how you have the seamless. And the reason we need to pull this thing away is because this observer powers this line of redstone, which powers this redstone lamp, which powers the observer, which would power this piston, which we don't want because it would just pull the thing right back down. But if we move this out of the way, it can't hit the piston. And so pretty much it does all that, just like that. And now the next step is the sort of the retraction. So we got the if you pull this lever, this piston will immediately move out of the way, leaving room for this circuit sort of. This will then activate, starting with this. This fires off. It sends the piston out, and it will stay there. It makes it go there. And then next thing that happens is this observer again. So this observer will shoot the piston up, which will do absolutely nothing. It'll actually stop the system from working, but it doesn't matter, because after pushing this piston up, it won't be activated or anything, so it's not going to push it. But it's going to get pulled back down because it's an observer again. And then, once that powers, it'll actually power this line again, and it will power this redstone lamp, which actually stays for a little bit longer than the pulse does. Meaning that this, which is now extended, there's a block here. This is now going to be able to power this, and there's no block here anymore. So it grabs it and pulls it back down, and it does all that like that. And yeah, so that's pretty much the main version of it. I built a sort of an example, like a mock-up of what you would actually use this for. So you see right here we have a just sort of nice decorative, maybe living room or something. But I have like this fully decked out thing here. And so all you gotta do is you gotta go up to the first cactus on the right, look down on the ground and throw a block of netherite. And you see a thing of fire resistance comes down from the ceiling underneath that, because there's a dispenser right in there with fire resistance potions. And you can walk through the fire now. If you wanted, you could disable the fire with like a dispenser and some water and some flint and steel to reactivate it. So you don't have to use that potion. But yeah, and the you also don't really actually need the netherite. It is a big mess of a redstone contraption, just because it's got to be like, I have to have this piston door and all that stuff. But you can use whatever you want. I just have basic blocks of netherite, but you could have like passwords and stuff. And then lastly, the final thing is a duo version of it. As you can see, it's not completely hidden because there's the top ones can't be hidden. But I made a design for the top, which is pretty much the same as the one for the bottom. And so it's actually probably better if you have it from this side of the door. So you could have it like this. You still can see it, but you wouldn't see it as easily. And also, this actually doesn't need to be obsidian. Sorry about that. It can just be like the same block. But anyways, and you flick this, and there, it does it. It's a little bit delayed, but it works. And then also, you can flick this one, and you can retract the same thing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys liked that video, make sure to leave a like. If you loved it and like to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell for any notifications. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments section. But this has been Zonebreaker, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!